Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another Launch and Learn with Product Management. This afternoon we have Jason, Brian, Cliff, Steven, Sharon, and myself, Lee. And today we're going to be presenting global attributes, category attributes, as well as a quick refresher on our product attributes. And Jason's going to be handling that. Take it away, Jason.
Today we're going to talk about, we're going to do a review of product attributes, which was a function that's been in the system for about 6 months, and due to the fact that it's been so successful and allowed so much flexibility, we've expanded it this release to allow for category level attributes and something completely new called a global attribute. But first I want to review a little bit about what product attributes allows our users and our DIFM groups to do. So what we're looking at here is a product page on one of our test sites for the KitchenAid 14-piece knife set. Now, there's several things you could do. You could actually create completely separate product templates if you wanted to for every different brand of knife set that you had. And if you were to make a separate product template for each one, it becomes a bit difficult to manage. And it also means if you're the merchant and you have somebody else that's updating your website, you probably don't want them in the templates making changes. So what the product attributes allowed to happen was that this image here is just fed into the template dynamically and supplied as a product attribute, as is this chart, this sizing chart. So if we look at the actual product page in the admin and we click on the attributes tab, what we see is that the logo can be completely different just by changing the image link. And this can also be a text value. It could be anything that, any information that we don't automatically supply as part of our product table, our product data set, anything completely unique that the merchant needs to show or wants to show. And it's allowed a humongous amount of design flexibility on the product pages. Now, to make this as simple to maintain as possible, there's a few different ways to manage the data. Obviously, you can look at a particular product and change the attribute levels there. Or when you do product imports or exports, as soon as you've created an attribute, the attribute names are going to show in the product import and export. So you can actually change those attributes in bulk throughout the store, throughout each product. And then finally, to actually add an attribute to a product page, it shows as a merge code within your product page template, and it's displayed as product and the attribute name. So it's very simple once you've created it to add that content to the template. And again, it allows one template to be used with dynamic content per product without having to create multiple templates. In this example, you wouldn't want to have to do a completely different template just to get the logo in there for each manufacturer.
Well, and one thing I wanted to mention as well, when putting these together, I often found it was good to include all the attributes that you might be using in a template, and then if they do have a value, if you've set a default value, as in you know that it's most likely going to contain a certain brand image or whatever, it will automatically populate and you can clear it out for the ones that don't have it, or you can just choose to leave the values blank and then go in and put that HTML in manually. But if you have no values in the attribute field, it won't render, so having that template available for all your products makes things really easy, because even if it's not relevant to them, nothing's going to render in the attribute field unless you put it in there.
Exactly, that's a great point. If there's no value, as with any merge code, if there's no value, it just doesn't show anything. The majority, probably 99% of the merge codes, only show the data behind it that's being merged in. So, Lee, you're absolutely right. You can actually make one global template, hopefully, that has everything in there, but only shows the data that's relevant and populated.